We are from Lawrence County High School. We participate in the Activating Catalytic Transformation with the PEDAL grant. Our presentation is Google It, Formative Assessments. And we have brought with us, my name is Christy Moore, the principal at Lawrence County High School, Myron Brady, our freshman coordinator, Kim Sharkey, she's a geometry teacher at Lawrence County High School, and we have Larissa Schaick and Autumn Blevins, who are members of the freshman team, and David Prince, who is going to be singing some music later. So last year at this time, we applied for the grant so that we could be part of the ACT PEDAL. And we went through a lot of process as a district. So there's 2 other schools here within Lawrence County that we worked on the same project together. And our problem of practice was to focus on various research-based instructional strategies and techniques to implement strategies for our teachers through different phases of the gradual release model. Now, the first thing that we started to do was we looked at our MAP data and our common assessment data to see what needs that we had. Well, through our walkthroughs and our PEDAL walkthroughs and just our classroom walkthroughs, we realized that we needed to make some changes within our theory of action. And what we did was we updated our problem of practice. And when we updated that, we decided to include one-to-one technology because this year was the first year that our whole school had Chromebooks. And this changed things because we wanted everyone to use these Chromebooks, but then our teachers needed help with the formative assessment strategies and just different ways to make sure that our kids were using that technology in the classroom. So we changed it, and if you notice there, our updated part is highlighted in yellow, and the only thing that we did was we added onto that with one-to-one technology. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this over to Ms. Brady, and she can introduce our next people.
So I want to introduce our teachers. And when we started the one-to-one, we really wanted to make sure that it was effective for the students. And we also needed to make it sure that it was effective in the classrooms, that the teachers could use it to work with assessment and work with students to be more engaged in the classroom. So our first person that we're going to talk is, you want to go with Kim?
It has to be Larissa.
Okay. We're going to go with Larissa Schaick. She is on the freshman team, and she deals with math all day. She teaches Algebra 1 and Geometry, and she's going to discuss how she has discovered to use this into her classroom.
Like I said, I'm Larissa Schaick. At first, whenever I heard that we were going to one-to-one, I was very excited, but still at the same time, I was like, okay, how do I kind of change my whole classroom to include the one-to-one every day? So we started looking at Google. In our whole district, we already worked with Google Classroom, so I looked at using Google Classroom as my home base of instruction. So everything that I do runs through Google Classroom, from bell ringer, from practice, looking at watching videos, formative assessments, goes through the Google Classroom. It's very good for students for multiple reasons. One reason is the engagement. Every single day when they come into class, they know automatically to go straight to their Chromebooks, get on Google Classroom, and we begin. It's also good to help keep the students organized, especially the freshmen. With math, everything that we do is broken up into learning targets. So organizational-wise, everything that I post, I can set to the learning target that we do for that section. So if the students want to go back and let's just say look at learning target 10.1 on the side of Google Classroom, they can go and click learning target 10.1 and everything that I've posted with that is brought up. So it's a great organizational tool and to keep engagement. For formative assessments, the main resource that I use is Google Forms. One of the best parts about that is it can give students automatic feedback. And with our learning targets, we do quiz retakes. So for the retakes, our quizzes are all through the Google Forms. And whenever students finish, they are able to automatically see the results. And also, if they need to make any corrections, then they have that option to go through and rework those problems out to prepare for their retake.
And the next person we're going to talk is Autumn Blevins. She deals with social studies as freshman. And the interesting part of this, I was a special ed teacher for 7 years. And when I went in to do a walkthrough to observe, she is a paperless classroom now. And there were several students that have IEPs in there that were able to access the curriculum because the words were already there and they were able to pull and drop it into what they needed. So she had that ability. So I'm really excited about her presenting how she's gone paperless.
Okay, like she said, my name is Autumn Blevins. I teach integrated social studies and AP World History, and I do run a paperless classroom. I center my classroom around a lot of the Google apps for education with Google Classroom, drawings, forms, sheets, slides. I use all of those. I also like to use Screencastify. This gives students an opportunity to give voiceover on projects and presentations. Something new that I've tried this year is the stock market game. It's a national competition where my freshmen get portfolios, and they get $100,000 to invest in real-time stocks. And I think that's been very beneficial. They've been able to work in groups and divide portfolios, and actually allowed me to incorporate some math into a social studies classroom. So it's been a great experience. What I found is my students are more engaged, and I have less behavior issues and concerns because of this paperless classroom model. So I've been very fortunate and lucky to be able to have that model in my classroom.
The last teacher presenting is Kim Sharkey, and she's going to talk about using it within her math class as well. And I think we have a presentation to show with that also.
Our teacher can go back and look through our notebooks for our day break and see if we're comfortable with our target and what we did for that day, and if we're not. So she can get us on one-on-one help. So it really benefits us as a whole.
It did increase student engagement from observing, and then I was able to look and see some increase in student achievement in assessment. So I count that a win.
Yeah, this is a lot better than the traditional pencil and paper. It's more advanced and gets us more involved, and it's a lot better than going out and buying pencil and paper and wasting it.
If you miss a day or you need to get caught up, you can always go home and get that stuff and get what you need to get instead of having to come to school and get it written down. It's just the ease of life.
Again, I'm Kim Sharkey, and I've had an exciting opportunity with my students to use Google Slides to create digital notebooks. I believe in the power of keeping a classroom notebook, and not everyone does that at the same level. So after Christmas break, I had done some research and some looking into things, and after Christmas break, I came back and said, okay, all those papers, like the young lady was tossing in the air, we tossed all those papers, and everybody started out with a digital notebook. Page one, I gave them an idea, and then through Google Slides, they have so much opportunity to be creative. We use #mybrand, BRAND is an acronym for bell ringer response activities, notes, and debrief, where they can do at the end of the period a self-reflection. So my students have gotten involved in that. We're learning as we go together, learning all of the things we can do with Google Slides, but they were given the idea. They use Brand to guide them from beginning to end of the class period, but they make it their own. They've had all kinds of creative things that they insert. We use class videos. We insert activities that we do on GeoGebra software in our geometry classes. So it's an exciting opportunity that we have just scratched the surface of and just opened the door, and I'm really excited to start a new school year, starting out at the beginning with that. So it's a great experience, and our one-to-one technology has just opened the door wide for us to be able to explore those kinds of new innovative ideas.